This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
Today on CityCast Boise, the local drag brunch scene is becoming wildly popular, with sold-out venues and out-of-state queens traveling to the Treasure Valley to perform. We're breaking down why drag and brunch are such a perfect combo with one of Boise's most popular performers. We're covering the do's and the don'ts, what you need to bring to have a great time, plus why our town might do drag brunch better than larger cities. It's Wednesday, June 12th. I'm Lindsay Van Allen, and this is what Boise's talking about. It's Pride Month, and a fun way to celebrate that combines two of my favorite things is by attending drag brunch. And today we are so lucky that we have local drag legend Coco Frio joining us to talk about drag brunch.
Hello, how are you, Lindsay?
Good, how are you? So good to get to talk to you.
Thank you so much for the invite. I'm really excited to be here in the podcast with you all.
I know, I'm excited that we get to talk about drag. And drag itself might be something that the listeners are a little unfamiliar with. So can you help us understand what is drag and maybe what it means or represents?
So drag is an art form to allow people to express themselves. There's a lot of artists that use this as a career, and where we are putting shows together and allowing the audience to enjoy and be entertained.
And it's an art form that is very near and dear to the heart of the LGBTQ community. Why is that?
I think it is because it is a way of educate and advocate for the queer community. And it has been what we call drag is political. So most of the things that the topics that we address is very concerning to the queer community. And we want to project those topics to the community to educate the people that are around us through the art form that we are projecting as well.
And it has, like you said, been very political, especially in this state and especially over the past couple of years. Has that really influenced the drag that you do or the way that you have expressed yourself through drag?
I would say yes. At the beginning, when I started 5 years ago, it was me as being a person of color and someone that is not an Idaho native coming from another country was really challenging for me to start. And I think that I was trying to fit in the box of what was the normal scene here. But was not until I found myself and the way that I do drag representing the Latino community and the queerness that need to be represented in the minority of a minority group. I feel like it is really important, and it has been very refreshing to see in the last couple years how the Latino community, for example, have been coming out more, and they feel welcome and they feel acceptance because they see the representation in the art form. So we have seen more drag performers coming to the scene, like they are Latinos, they are people of color, that they feel now welcome. They feel like, oh, I belong in this community as well. So that is something that I take as a very close to my heart.
I love that. And I've had the privilege of seeing some of your performances, and I think you do a phenomenal job of incorporating your background and your passion into those shows. And so I really love that you've seen that create an impact.
Yes, thank you.
So Coco Frio, can you walk us through what happens at a drag brunch? Like, what can people expect if they want to celebrate Pride by going to a drag brunch?
I would say drag brunch is one of my favorite events because it is very different from a nightlife um drag show. I feel like drag brunch is more of a, like a party. It's very intimate, so it's like that one-on-one experience. So what people can expect is like, of course, they will expect food, mimosas, Bloody Marys, and a really great lineup of entertainment. So most of the people that come to brunch, they are celebrating something. It can be a birthday, it can be graduation, it can be divorce. We have had divorce celebrations. We have had like a bachelorette. Anything that you want to celebrate, we celebrate everything. And it's like a really fun time where you can come together with your friends, have a good time, have a couple drinks, enjoy a wonderful show, and then continue with your day to do your stuff.
And so you mentioned it was different. What are the difference in vibes between, let's say, maybe somebody's gone to a drag show in a club or another venue? How would that maybe be a little different than what you would see at drag brunch, or kind of the vibes at drag brunch?
Yes, I would say because when you go to a nightclub at night, obviously, so it is more of a people are going to just like party, 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 dancing, and they have been already maybe drinking the whole day and they go out and they just go to have a good time. When you go to brunch, people just want to have that more intimate experience because it's like that one-on-one interaction with the performer is more relaxed, and there is a lot of people that they don't like to go or they don't go to the nightlife, but they still want to support and they enjoy drag shows. So brunch it has been that way to satisfy both needs. You know, it's like they still support us, but they're in a more chill environment, more familiar environment, more close.
So maybe for us early birds who just can't quite stay up so late anymore, drag brunch is a great alternative to get your drag fix, but you don't have to stay up late.
Yes, and I included myself too. I'm getting there, and it's like I enjoy, it's the thing like you are enjoying in a show early during the day, and you still with your crew. You can go out, you can do summer activities. That now that the weather is so beautiful here in Boise, and you still have time to enjoy other things during for the rest of your day.
So you mentioned more interaction. So with like a drag show in a club, a lot of times it's more on a stage, maybe a little more separate with some audience interaction. With a drag brunch, are you going to get to how else are you going to get to interact with these drag performers that might be different than when you're at a show at a venue?
I would say depend on the venue. Some venues might have a stage, but most of the drag brunch happen in a restaurant, so they are they don't have a stage. So we as a performers, we are just going around the people. We are just going in the aisles. We are going around the table. It's that one-on-one. We go to the table. If it's a big group in a table, we just go there, perform to them, give them a little show, continue to the next table. So we individualize that experience for everybody. So that is what it makes it really unique in that sense of like one-on-one experience versus on a stage where we are far away from an audience member.
So Coco, everybody's drag performances are a little different, very unique, very personalized. What inspires your performances? Is it music or art or costumes? What has inspired Coco?
And this was a really good journey for me to discover. I kind of started to kind of like showcasing a lot of English music. And my persona, my way to present to the audience, it was really different from the most of the queens here in Idaho. And I heard that a lot through a year or so. And was not until I went back home, I am from Puerto Rico, and I went back home in 2021. And then I didn't know that it's a huge drag scene in Puerto Rico. I never knew. I never heard of that. And a group of friends were like, "Hey, there is a drag show happening tonight. Let's go there." And I was like, "A drag show in Puerto Rico?" I was like, "Okay." So when I went there and I saw the drag entertainers, I saw myself reflected there. And I was like, "Oh my
Wow.
gosh, I am doing exactly what they were doing without me knowing my history of the performers back home." And until that moment, I was like, you know what? Now that I have made that connection, that's why
Yeah.
I am the way that I am, this is what I'm going to embrace. So that's how I have been embracing a lot of my performances and my outfit, my hairstyle, my makeup, trying to get that part of my island that I am so far away, but it's something that I keep close to my heart. So I've been in contact with a lot of the performers back home where we kind of like trade costumes, we trade wigs.
Yeah.
So trying to keep that connection with my culture, with my heritage. So that's what I try to bring a lot of Latino performances, very, dancing, very high energy numbers. So that's something that I keep and I will continue doing for my community.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
So, Coco, let's dive into the do's and don'ts of drag brunch. So, maybe what is the most important rule of drag brunch?
The most important rule, and this is not just in drag brunches, in any shows in general, is consent. And I would say a very big no-no, it is not touching the performers if we have not give you the consent to do so. We are there to entertain you, to serve you. So we want you to have a good time and enjoy the show. So we appreciate that people, don't get up and go on stage if we don't ask you to, or just get up and start dancing with us without permission or anything. This is your time to relax, enjoy a great show, and enjoy a good time with your friends and family. And I would say we love the energy of the people. We feed from the energy of people. So the louder that you are, the more enthusiastic, the more fun that you're having is the more fun that we are going to have and we're going to give back. So a lot of applause, a lot of screaming. If you have a clap fan, we love the sound of those clap fans. So
Yes.
yes, so it's like that it is the time to be yourself. Whatever you are feeling there, just let it out and just have some fun. And one of the other thing is like, tipping, that's what is mostly our income is coming from for the tipping. So it's really important for people like to bring some cash or bring some money. We have some ones, we sell ones during the show.
Yeah.
So we will be able to exchange big dollars for those small dollars as well.
How much money would be appropriate for people to bring to a drag brunch?
That's a very personal question. Every person is different and everybody shows their support in different ways. But I will say, for example, for brunch, normally we have a cast of 5 to 6 performers. So and each of us do 2 numbers. So if you are thinking like, hey, we're having 6 performers and they're performing twice, if I give them $1 each or $2 each, so that equals like 12 or $24. So thinking about between 15, $25, I feel like you will be safe. Some people, if someone really did a really good job, they want to give more than $1 or give them a $5 bill or a $20 bill or $100 bill. So it's everything depends what is in your heart and desire to give away. But I would say for a safe number, at least like a $20, it will keep you safe for the event.
And for people who maybe haven't been to a drag show or a drag brunch, how do you tip a drag queen?
That's a great question. So, like I said before, drag brunch is a really unique experience. So, for example, a lot of people like to give the tip personally to the performer. So no matter that we have a tip kitten going around with a bucket, they will not give it to them because they want to have that one-on-one interaction with the performer.
Yeah.
So that is what it makes it really unique. So what I would say, like, once you see the performer coming close to you, just extend your hand with the dollar bill and we will grab it from you. We will give you a little show, a little one-on-one interaction, and move on to the next table and stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like, though, if people are looking for maybe a more personal way to show appreciation to some of their favorite local drag performers, that is a great way that then you can, be personally handing them the money to show appreciation.
Yes, definitely. It is. That's what it makes it really unique and very different from a nighttime. It's like people just want to have that connection. For example, we did have a Canyon County Pride last weekend, and people really enjoyed that one-on-one, that closeness with the performers because that is what the queer community need. That's how we feel the love from the audience and us expressing the love to them for their support and their joy to be there.
Coco, what's it like doing drag brunch in Boise compared to maybe some other larger cities?
I feel like it has been changing a lot. We have come from no brunches at all. That was something that never happened here in Boise. And it was not until, I would say, for the last 4 years, that is something that is being, growing and growing a little bit more. In a lot of cities, this is something that is the drag job is going to drag brunch. So in Boise is growing a lot. I remember that when I started doing drag, they were just doing it during Pride Month,
Yeah.
or that's what's gonna be. And now we are coming to have a monthly brunch, and we started doing monthly brunch since 2022 as a Surf Drag Boise business, and we have not just that once a month. Now, for the past 4 months, we have been doing two brunch a month. So it is growing now to becoming every other week instead of once a month or once a year. So it is getting very popular here in the community. And I think that as people get to know more about drag brunch, what it is, and more people coming, moving here to Boise from the big cities, that's what they're used to. So they're getting to know that we are doing this, or that's what we want to go. It is really important. Like, for example, I took a lot of inspiration for my business with the Miami and Puerto Rico scene in drag.
Really?
And I went to visit Miami, and that venue, they do drag brunch every single day of the week.
Has Boise been really receptive to, you said that now you're doing the drag brunches twice a month. Has Boise been really receptive to that?
It's like everything. I would say at the beginning, it was a little bit challenging. When I opened my business, I started reaching out to different venues that most of them I did not hear any response back. And it has not been until I started doing and reaching out to venues that accept to do the brunch. Once the other restaurant have seen how popular it was, how it was sold out, it was packed, it was a great time. And they have been the ones reaching out now to me and say, hey, can we sit down and talk for the possibility to do drag brunch in our restaurant? So now that they see, I think that it's kind of like they needed to see that it works and how popular it is. It's a lot of reception now to see how this is growing now.
So you've seen drag in Puerto Rico, in Miami. What is a difference that you've seen in the crowds, maybe there versus Boise?
I would say I don't see a difference in the crowd. I think the crowd in Boise is one that is really supportive, and they're really energetic and bring their all when they come to our shows. So I don't think that I can say that it's different. I feel like every city has their own unique way to show their appreciation. And I have go to other brunches that or other shows in other cities that are much quieter than we are here in Boise. Um,
Really?
yes, and I feel like Boise, it is a really they like to party here. It's that's something that I will say is they when they go out they like to party, and that's something that makes it really unique. But at the same time, when we go and perform in other cities where they are used to be more quiet and there is more, they're just enjoying and kind of like digesting what is happening in the moment. So we're not kind of like used to that silence and maybe we feel kind of like strange, but it is really good to see how Boise really respond really well to be as a crowd member.
So, Coco, how can people get tickets to these drag brunches?
If you go and follow us at Surf Drag Boise on Facebook or on Instagram, there is going to be a link there that you can see all the shows that are coming up and all the links for the brunches as well.
And especially since it's Pride Month, are there any other ways that people can support drag or drag queens in our community right now?
Yes, definitely. Especially this month is a very special month to support us. We are really busy working all over this month, and it's just the second week of June, and we feel it, but it's a really busy month, and it's ways that you guys can help us is supporting the shows, supporting the event that are happening, but kind of like liking the post, sharing the post to your page because maybe you cannot go, but maybe another person that is in your friend list is interested and they don't know about this event and they would like to come. So I feel like commenting, helping with the algorithm and spreading the word out of what we're doing here in Boise. We're trying to be more inclusive. We're trying to bring more queer entertainment here to the community. So any support by coming to the shows, sharing, liking, like any message, anything is really appreciated, especially this month.
Those are some great ideas. Thank you so much for joining us today, Coco.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. And I hope to see you guys pretty soon in a brunch. You guys will have a really great time.
That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the show, check out our Hey Boise newsletter for even more Pride events in the area. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the best and worst chicken restaurants in Meridian. You won't want to miss it.